The Valentine Museum of Art, to be particular, is a private museum devoted to the work of living artists. It has big plans to expand, but right now it's got two locations right here in Brooklyn. One at Restoration Plaza in Bed-Stuy, of course, and the other on Flatbush Avenue between Avenues H and I. That is where you can see the work of a group of photographers and painters who've trained their cameras and canvases on Coney Island. One of them is Larry Rocciopo, who also curated the exhibit, and he joins us now. Welcome to BK Live,
Oh, thank
sir.
you so much. A pleasure to be here.
All right, did you become a curator to put yourself in shows, or were you an artist who got into curating?
Well, I'm the de facto curator.
All right.
This whole show originated with a bunch of Brooklyn artists who felt left out of this big traveling exhibit called American Dreamland, which is fabulous, that's coming to the Brooklyn Museum and is opening this week. We tried to get Brooklyn Museum to work with us, and after a while we just couldn't, and we started looking for other venues.
All right.
And that's how we found the Valentine Museum. Michael also publishes a beautiful magazine called Brooklyn Magazine, and originally I spoke to him about just being in the magazine. And he said, how about coming to see my museum? And I saw it and I was knocked out. And he's a fabulous, open to meeting with people he didn't know.
Right.
And we put together a group of artists. We started out with 4 people. 2 people left to do something else, and the 2 of us found other people whom we knew had been working in Coney Island.
Right.
There's a show now at the Coney Island Museum itself that has 80 images, and it's 1 from each artist. We wanted to show a little more depth. So there are 7 photographers, including myself, and 2 painters.
We've got some great images of the work. We're looking at Luna Park right now, but one of the things that's particularly interesting is the way you guys juxtapose paintings and photographs.
Right. We also did, for some background, I went to the Brooklyn collection and got some historical photographs.
Very
So those old photographs are there. And one of the things about Coney Island is, like a lot of things in New York, it changes, but it's really the same. Like people went there as immigrants to the water to go swimming in the summer. People can't afford to go away for the summer. And different nationalities, different ethnic groups are still there now. It's just different.
Melting pot.
So like my grandparents were Italian, went there. Now you see Middle Eastern kids, South American kids, and it's the same thing. They go swimming and they have a blast.
Yeah. So we've been cycling through some of the work. I'm going to ask you about the perspective of this, because, you know, you talked about at least 2 different other people or institutions that sort of have their eye trained on Coney Island. What is the perspective that you're taking with this?
Oh, well, Coney Island is like a mother lode for any artist in New York. You talk to almost anyone who's done visual work, dance performances. When I was young, we used to go to Coney Island and make films, because it was empty in the winter, no one would bother you. You could actually set up camera, have actors. It was just a great place to go. It's exciting, it's funny, it's funky. It's a little tamer now than it used to be. There used to be an incredible scene under the boardwalk. Now it's fenced off. People would have blankets in there, there'd be all kinds of families, all kinds of other stuff going on.
Like the song.
And I had an artist I wanted to be in the show, and he was too busy to deal with it. He had some fabulous photographs from the 70s. So not being a big institution, not having a big budget, I couldn't get every single person that I wanted to be in the show. But we have a really good group of people, and it's kind of intercut between paintings and photographs. And some people look at the same things over a period of time. Like we have the parachute jump from the 30s, the 70s, and the 2000s. Yes, it's beautiful. You go look at it. You can see the changes.
Hey,
right, that's the parachute jump when it's working.
That was an insane thing. I can't believe people. This was before liability insurance was a thing.
Yeah, my uncles did this. They went on. It was exciting and thrilling. Now it'd be like, you know, all the city pools, like they brought back McCarran Park. They paved over the diving pool. There used to be like a smaller pool with a big high diving board. And it's such a liability now. It's just paved. It doesn't exist. When I was a kid, they had to be a big weight to go on the diving board, but you took your chances. And now the city's no.
So you've got 9 fabulous folks working with us. Give us a rundown of some of the artists who are in the show.
Okay. Well, the people who approached, Greg Frux is a painter. He did that shot of the Thunderbolt and also of Playland, like a realistic painter. That's one of Greg's work. Mark Kehoe is a very imaginative painter. He did this series of faces of people who rode the cars in the Spook House that are like really brilliant. At the opening, it was really funny. People came and they stood in front of them and they blocked off one of the faces and did a selfie. So it was them and the monster face. It was pretty funny.
Very cool.
Yeah. We had a great opening, over
cutout.
350 people.
Nice.
Michael had a tremendous, you know, food, beverages. He put together a great reception.
Very cool. So where can people come down now? You might not be able to stick your face in one of the slots now, but how can we come and see the exhibit?
Oh, it's open through the hours. I think it's every day, but Monday and Tuesday from noon to 6.
Okay.
It's there. You go to the building, 1655 Flatbush. It's a few blocks from Brooklyn College. There's a concierge. You just say you're here to see the show. Cool. And you have to go down an elevator, but it's a community space. Mm-hmm. The building has meetings there, but it's beautiful. It's just a lovely space. Very
nice. So where's your work? You have something you want to share?
Yeah, one of the things I photographed some of the iconic images. So I photographed the ride, the Thunderbolt, which was demolished. I have a picture of it from the 70s in black and white. Mm-hmm. Then it became this ocean, this ruin in the sea of grass. Yeah. I actually photographed it the day it was demolished. Oh, wow. This is the Spook House. This was a working ride called the Dragon's Cave. You got in a car and you rode through, you came around.
Clicking around.
And now this is when it was destroyed. It was a few days before it was demolished.
Yeah.
But that red face in the back with the white teeth, those are beer cans with paper mache. That's how big it is, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of these kind of things they're not concrete. Mm-hmm. So there's like paper mache, movie theaters, the same thing. It's like once it gets wet, once it falls apart, you can't really take it.
Yeah.
One of the two big events at Coney Island is you know, the ocean has always been a place for healing, for ritual. Mm. So this is the original Mermaid Parade, where people go and there's a big parade. But there actually was a ritual. Originally, they picked the person who became King Neptune, would come to the water with a trident and put it in the water and stir the water up. Wow. It was the day of the summer solstice to make the summer start, to heat the water. And someone was in the water with a fake thermometer, like from shop class, with a red ribbon, and he'd be pulling it. So the red would go up, and he'd be stirring it, and people would scream. You can see the several other photographers there. Yeah. And to me, this is the best part of the parade, because there are people here, as I was saying, very often immigrant kids who have no idea, they've never heard of mermaids. And some beautiful women painted blue goes in the water,
and the king
almost topless, and it starts coming off, and the kids are swimming, and they're having a blast. Oh. And the people interact, and there's a blessing, there's a Haitian blessing of putting fruit in the water.
That's phenomenal.
Which brings us to Jamel Shabazz's work, who is one of the more unique people in the show. He's focused on this tribute to the ancestors.
Well, we're totally going to have to send people down. You've given us a great tease, and we're completely out of time, but go and check out the show. It's phenomenal. Thank you so much.